This is MormonCast.org with Matt Worley.
Hello and welcome to a very special episode of MormonCast. My name is Matt Worley, and as you heard, I'm your host. Today's episode, which has been long awaited by me and I know by many of you, sorry, the last couple weeks have been insane, and I know you don't want to hear about my problems, but you just want to see the show. So we're going to get right down to it. Today's show is the first episode of Ask a Mormon. I've been asking for the last few shows to get some questions, and I finally got one. And this question comes from Jimmy in Nevada. Jimmy's been investigating the church. The problem is he's a minor. He's under the legal age to be able to make a decision like join the church for himself, where it's legally not allowed. He has to have consent from his parents in order to join the church, and his parents have some reservations about the church, and I want to talk about some of those because he wrote me and said that one of the big concerns that his family has, his mother has, is that when he's able to join the church, when he's able to make this decision on his own, when he gets married in the temple, she's not going to be able to come and attend the ceremony. That's been a big concern, a big issue for a lot of people for quite some time. It's nothing new. I'm sure you all know that already. The temple itself is a sacred place, and one of the reasons why not just anybody can come and go to a sealing in the temple is because the temple is a sacred place. It's the house of the Lord. It's where we go to make special sacred covenants and promises to the Lord. You think of the temple as like a home away from home for God. It's a place where he could dwell, where we can be as close to him as possible. So in order for that to be possible, though, because God can't dwell in an unclean place or an unclean thing, that applies both to our bodies and to the temple. The temple needs to be clean and pure. The people in the temple need to be clean and pure. Granted, we're not all perfect, but we need to be as close as we can to that in order to even go to the temple. There's so many things that church members that we have to do in order to be worthy and prepared to go into the temple. It's not just like you become baptized and bam, you can go to the temple. You've got to live the word of wisdom, live the law of chastity. You got to obey the commandments. You have to pay a full and honest tithe. You have to live like the way you're supposed to. It's not an easy thing. Not just anyone can go and get a temple recommend. But for that reason, not just anyone can go to the temple to attend the ceremonies. For example, in my family, my wife and I were sealed in the temple. My father-in-law was unable to attend. He met us outside the temple, and we went to the reception. We all had a great time, and he was cool with that. He was fine with that. My brother and his wife, they were married in the temple. Her family, her parents, she was like the only member in her family, so they were not able to attend to go into the temple for the sealing. But what they did at the reception, in order to try and, kind of make it, I guess you could say, make it fair for everybody, or make everyone feel a part of it, they did a ring ceremony, which is basically, the exchanging of vows and the swapping of the rings. That was done there, so everyone could feel a part of the ceremony, which is great. It's something that you can do. It's easy and stuff like that. But then there's always the issue of people do get upset that they can't go into the temple. And the thing that they need to understand is like I said earlier, the temple's a sacred place, it's a holy place. You have to be living worthily. You have to, be living a righteous life in order to even go in there. So keep in mind, not all members of the church can go to the temple. It's just because you're not a member of the church, doesn't make you different. You've got to be living a certain way. And that's always been a tough thing. Along with Jimmy's other thing where he's not able to be baptized yet because he's not old enough. I saw that on my mission several times. It's really difficult when you have someone young who's under 18, under the legal age, to legally make this decision for themselves, and they're so on fire with the Spirit, and they feel the gospel, they know it's true, they want to be a part of it, and they can't because their parents won't let them. It's a difficult thing, and you can't blame the parents. You know, they're looking out for the best interests of their kid. They don't want them getting involved in something that, you know, they might think is nuts or crazy or whatever. Not that the church is crazy, it's not, but just that whole thing. And so this, though, too, the whole temple marriage and dealing with people who can't attend, that's a bridge you got to come to when you get to it, too. Because, you know, people might be upset. They're not going to be upset forever. People get over it. Parents, I personally would think parents most of all would get over it easier, because they would understand that this is what their kid wants to do, and this is what's important to them. And yeah, they might not be able to be a part of it, but, you know, your parents weren't able to be there on your first day of school, which is a big thing, you know, and just things like that. I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling right now, but it's going to the temple and doing all that. It's a very big step. But, you know, the first big step before that is being baptized and understanding the gospel. So I think that's all I got on that subject right now. I have gotten a few more emails from other people. I appreciate your guys' feedback and your comments. Keep them coming. And feel free to send me an email at worley.matt. Yeah, worley.matt@gmail.com. Visit MormonCast.org. You can also watch the videos on YouTube, on iFilm. Just trying to get out everywhere. Also, please feel free to make a donation. This is episode 21, and if I want to keep this going, and I do need your guys' support. If you have any questions or anything, please let me know, and keep watching. Thanks, and we'll see you later.